getting there. It's just a matter of getting your eye back in, sitting. I mean, I used to weld all day long doing this. You sit there for hours on end and you get it all lovely and neat each side and everything, you know.
Yeah.
With a crack there and a crack there. Dremel out basically where the crack is so you can get some material in there when you weld it, because there's no point in laying weld over the top because you've got to face it back off again.
Yeah.
So you have to get that back flush, but obviously there's no point in just laying a weld on top, especially on something like this. If it was like just 2 bits of 5mm plate butted together, you can weld it with enough penetration to not, you can grind it flat and there'll be enough weld in there. But generally on alley you do what's called a 60-degree weld prep, 30 degrees on either side.
Yeah.
Get it as clean as you can. You're never going to stop something like this because it's been soaked in oil for 70 years, so it will blow shit all over the place. Again, both sides just dremeled out. We haven't got to get a lot in there, it's just, and it won't like going near this metal, but I'm very loath to take that main bearing carrier out. So if we can weld from that side and just blow a bit over there, and that should do us, I think. And then we'll have to set it all up on a mill and try and get it all flat. But
how much weld do you think you'll need to hold it together?
not a lot. It doesn't need a lot. It's just what you do is like the end there drilled down deeper, and that should hopefully stop your crack spreading.
Okay.
There, drilled down deeper. So no, it won't take a lot. It's just, it would probably live as it is, but if that bearing spins again, you need to get it tighter than that. So all we can do is give it a go.
And the weld you're using?
TIG welder, AC, full HF, so it's high frequency AC pulse wave. You've got that's straight normal welding, that's your square wave, see that pattern there?
Oh yeah.
And that, it flicks between, it's basically the AC balance between one and the other. It does that as it's welded. Makes a weird noise. So we'll give it a go, yeah? I'll try an easy bit first, see if we can get any weld in it. I think it's just going to blow petrol and oil out everywhere, so I'll make a lot of noise and do nothing.
So you're going in at a slightly different angle? So
you want to come in sort of that angle. Now just see if it'll take. What you need to do is get a weld pool going first, and then feed your rod in. But like I say, because it's got a crack all the way through it and it'll have oil in there,
yeah.
As you get it hot, it will just fester all the oil out and you won't be able to get any weld in it.
Yeah.
So you might have to get it hot a few times before you can get anything in it.
Okay.
So we'll try it and see what happens. Well, that's not a bad start, it's got a little bit in there. See, it'll just reach a point where all it'll do is just keep blowing oil out. But that's got a good start on that, so let's see if we can get a bit more. Turn it the other way around. See this crack spreading? Look, you can just get a bit of weld on the top of that. Big rod. Need a smaller one in. Right, that's got that edge quite well. Now I've got to try and arc across the two. Right, that's got that good enough. Right, I think we'll leave that at that. It's never going to look pretty because you can't get all the shit out of it. got that okay. Try and get a bit in this bottom. Like I say, the bottom I'm not really too worried about. It's just holding the top together more than anything.
Yeah.
Ooh, didn't like that. Right, that's actually got that very well, that side on that one. Sweet. That's the other thing, I mean, you've only been welding locally there, feel the heat in that. That just transfers on the alley so much, so you want to never quench it, let it cool down on its own. Hear it pinging already?
Yeah.
That's just letting everything cool down. It's whether that's cracking again, see, that's the trouble, your welds can just crack straight through as it cools. Make a good welder cry, that would, the state of it, but with the all the metal in there, all the shit in there, you can't really do a lot about it. Cleanliness is your friend with aluminium welding. That's clean aluminium, you see, you get a nice clean weld, no shit all over it like that, because it's blowing oil out of it all the time. Bearing in mind I haven't done any of this for about, I don't know, 8 years, 9 years. Getting there, it's just a matter of getting your eye back in, sitting, I mean I used to weld all day long doing this, you sit there for hours on end and it just, you get it all lovely and neat each side and everything, you know.
Yeah. But
that's welding nice, you're getting no inclusions in it. Full penetration, so the welds come right the way through to the other side. Yeah, it's a good little machine that, 400 quid.
Wow.
Isn't it? You can't go wrong for that.
That is good. So is there a particular setting? You said the waveform you use, but...
Well, there's two different types. You've got start, you've got a ramp up slope and a feed down slope, but that's if you're welding with a different system.
Yeah.
That's your welding A and then your background welding, so that's your crossover. Yeah. That's your pulse width. You hear it going wah wah wah, you can reduce that or lengthen it. That's your pulse frequency, that basically does the same thing, and that's your percentage of balance between the sides of the AC wave.
Yeah.
Basically, and that's your post flow on the gas. So when you press it, gas keeps coming out for however many seconds you turn that up or down to.
Okay.
You just hold it on a weld if you don't want it to crack. Just took the vice off the bed, bolted that down hard through the other camo so we can just run the mill over and get them all back to flat.
And this is just little by little, yeah?
Yeah. Like that. See that? Still cracked.
That's not just the surface of
No,
it.
that's cracked still. So we'll have to weld that again. That's the trouble with shitty welds, you know? Enough in there to hold that by the looks of it. You're never going to get it all out. that side hasn't cracked at all, so that's good. Right, get that out. Finish it off by hand on that side. What you want to do is leave as much meat on there as you can, because your crankshaft is never going to hit that because it sits further in. As long as that's below the outer face of the shim washer, which sits on there, that's fine. No cracking continuing up there, so that's good. That I'll finish by hand just with a file. Clean this side up. Yeah, let's just crack that one again, so we'll put another bit of weld in there. But all in all, that's for the first go at that. Normally they take 2 or 3 goes, you know.
Okay. Right, let's leave that, see what happens. Because you haven't got the whole thing so hot, it shouldn't contract and expand so much, you know. That'll be alright, sealed over the top and at each edge. That'll be fine. File all our edges back out so they're nice and neat, and then get it all assembled again. Next week on the workshop.
So a lot of people do this and I never get it. They paint the petrol tank, paint the inside of where the lid goes. So all of that paint ultimately is just going to flake off because of the petrol, and it just goes down in the tank.